1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's more than I thought. And we have everything here from a $12 Cremo to a $300 Initio. A little bit of everything. So let's just jump up into it. The first one I have here is Blue, Cedar, and Cypress from Cremo. This is from Ross. I picked it up for $15. The reason why I picked this up, I remember distinctly listening to a fragrance person, and they were talking about Cremo, and I like Cremo. I think Cremo's pretty legit, and they said something about Blue, Cedar, and Cypress, and they spoke very highly of it, so I was like, let's do it. All these Cremo bottles look the same. EDT, eau de toilette. They all look the same in this one. I could find absolutely no consensus as to whether or not people like this fragrance. Some people said it's awesome, great fragrance. Others said that it smelled like a musty old man, and I'm like, which one is wrong? Huh? Maybe none of them. They're all just someone's opinion. Someone's opinion can't be wrong. The only time that your fragrance opinion can be wrong is if you smell something, tell someone how you feel, and tell someone that the fragrance is good or bad, objectively speaking, because some people are going to love it. Other people's going to hate it, so let's give it a shot. 3. We got some. I do like the bottles. There's nothing wrong with a simple bottle. Let's see, simple cap as well. Let's give it a shot. It's exactly kind of what I thought it would be. It's kind of like a 90s kind of dad fragrance. It's very, woodsy, obviously, but fresh, soapy. It's really good. This is something I would expect to find like in a Bath and Body Works, like a new scents for Christmas, like winter type fragrance. Is really good. Like a really nice hand soap, I would say. I don't know what people are saying. Old man. What old man smells like a mountain tree? Kind of old men you've been hanging around. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And if you are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. But what we do is we put the fragrances to the side. We let them dry down. We come back and sample Fragrance World. This is Men Nebula. And this is a clone of Mugler's Pure Malt. I've said it again, and I'll say it now. Mugler sold out to L'Oreal, and L'Oreal decided to cancel the most popular fragrances from Mugler, namely Pure Malt as well as Pure Havana. And what does that mean? It means you can't get them anymore, and those who do have them are obviously selling them for a lot of money, since now they're discontinued. So here we go. This is just about as close to Pure Malt as you can get nowadays. We have a simple kind of Nautica Voyage type of bottle with this kind of a matte plastic. Let's see. You can tell. And on the other side, you have the glass with ribbed, kind of looking attempt to be cool. I don't think it succeeded, but let's go ahead and give her a spray. 1, 2, 3. One more. 4. We'll go 4. And this is Eau de Parfum concentration, and Fragrance World has done a lot of really good fragrances lately. But that was lately. This one is a little bit of an older one, I think. Okay. I can definitely smell it pretty good, man. It's got a bit of that alcohol burn. You gotta kind of let it chill for a second. And what's funny about the canceling of these fragrances is that not only were these fragrances popular, they were kind of new. A Pure Malt coming out just in 2009, so Pure Malt kind of being, what you think of alcohol type whiskey, boozy fragrance. I was not expecting the levels of fruitiness. This is all blind sampling. I've never tried Pure Malt. I just was not. I was expecting more booziness. I'm pleasantly surprised. You definitely have a large fruity base coming off the top. I can't really tell what it is. It just kind of orangey, citrus type, generic type fruitiness. And in the mids is when you pick up a little of that woodsiness and the booziness. That's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what it dries down to, but I was expecting something a lot heavier, a lot boozier, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. That's kind of cool. I think a bit of amber in there as well. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Next, again from Fragrance World, Imperium. very strong. Very strong. Wow. Y'all, that is really, really strong, y'all. Holy cow. Okay. This is your cologne. Eau de Parfum, and there's nothing overly complex about fragrance roll packaging. Then they have made some new fragrances, namely liquid brown is what I'm thinking of, just 5-star packaging. This is very, very simple. Very simple. The exact same box as the Nebula one. They just reused it on this, and I have been told that this is 98% Elysium. Elysium being a $150, $200 fragrance. If we can have a, what did I pay for this? $18, something like that. If I can have an $18 fragrance produce the same, let's do it. All for it. The cap's cool. I like the cap. I like the bottle, man. It's a weighty cap. Let's give it a spray, although I can already spray it, or I can already smell it. And it looks like we got a bit of a leak, and we have particles going all crazy in here, so I don't know what kind of party they're having up in here, but it's concerning when you see notes crystallized in here. It might mean that some of the notes went bad. I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, what the heck was that, dude? I don't know how it leaked, because it doesn't look like it's leaking at the atomizer necessarily. What do you expect for a $18 fragrance? Very nice projection. The one thing I know about Elysium is that it's crazy fruity off the top, and it has a ton of notes in it. Definitely very bergamot, lemon, lime type off the top. Incredibly so. And that's about all that I can smell. Kind of reminds me of the mids from the new Eros energy, but I know this is going to dry down to something different. But as of right now, all I'm getting is the citrus. It's changing slowly. Now it's taking on more of an Aventus-y kind of mid, and I know that's because it has some wood that is mixing with the top notes of the citrus, and that's what Aventus is, citrus wood. So it's giving me Aventus vibes. Not that I'm saying it's like Aventus, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's similar vibes going on. I know there's a musky base to this. I don't know if it's going to come out because of all the strong citrus vibes that I got going on, so let's keep going, and we will return. Fair enough. Okay. This next one, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know this existed. This is Dolce & Gabbana, the One Gold. And this is just one of those samples that they throw in whenever you get fragrances from websites. is because Dolce & Gabbana's The One is probably the most, or the worst, performing fragrance that I have ever tried. Even worse than Blue Edition now. It does not perform past 10 minutes. Just truly, truly awful. And it's also one of those that the eau de toilette is actually supposed to be better than the eau de parfum. It's crazy, man, but I've never heard of the One Gold. Not that I would have tried to pick it up anyways, but I'm gonna see what it's all about. Dangerous, man. It's a dangerous sending me something from the One line. We'll give it 2 sprays. It's gonna need all the help it can get, and it just fell. And this is eau de parfum, concentration as well as intense. So if any eau de parfum, if any, the One line fragrance is going to perform well, it should be an eau de parfum intense. Let's put a nose on it. Okay, that's actually really good. Good for them, y'all. I want to be wrong every time that I critique a fragrance or a fragrance house. I want to be wrong. I want them to come out with something else that blows me away. This is delightful. Ginger and orange, blood orange, is really all I'm getting. A little bit of geranium and sage in the mid, just because I can smell the bit of a floral note. Spicy. A little bit of cardamom, which I can always pick out. Ever since I got vanilla and was that black vanilla, spice and black vanilla from Cremo, I can always pick out the cardamom. I love cardamom. That blood orange is hanging on real tight though, and I'm not sure what the base is because it's still drying, but I'm actually really impressed with that. And I will say this, as critical as I am of that, the One line, I'm mostly critical of fragrances that I want to like. And I want to like the One because its breakdown is actually really good. It's really good. And the fact that it performs so poorly was disheartening for me, and that's why I'm a little bit more critical of that. Next, I have a 10 ml, 8 ml here. I was absolutely robbed by this company. They ended up charging me a lot more than I should have paid for this. But you win some, you lose some. This is a travel spray of... Give it to me. There you go. Naxos. And I cheated a little bit on this one. I cheated. This doesn't really make tapping noises. I sprayed this a little bit earlier today because I have 1961. I can't remember. What is Xerjoff? I don't know. I have the Cologne from Alexandria, and I wanted to test it side by side with this. And the Cologne think is actually a little bit better, but almost identical. And what's ironic about this fragrance, because people love this fragrance, is that it's very similar to another Mugler fragrance, like the Men Nebula Cologne Pure Malt. This is very similar to Pure Havane. Again, another discontinued fragrance by Mugler, and it's very similar, except it doesn't get as tobacco-y as Pure Havane. It's kind of like Pure Havane if Pure Havane was a little sweeter, stayed a little sweeter, as opposed to it more tobacco. You have a sweet and bright fragrance up top with citrus and lavender. In the mids, you have a gourmand type honey and cinnamon. And then in the base, you have that tobacco, vanilla, tried and true. I can still smell it on me. I will say that, surprisingly, the Xerjoff performed and lasted longer than the Alexandria one, which I was a little surprised with that. But let's try to give this thing a fair shake. Let's spray it so we can rate it later. I love that. I love it. I love it. Right off the top, it kind of has like a sunscreen type vibe to it that dissipates very quickly, luckily, for it being a bergamot lemon type citrus opener. It's not in your face. It's kind of like an Ani type infusion of those richer notes with the citrus, and the citrus is very well blended. So it's sweet, but it's not like the Dolce & Gabbana one, like the blood orange, where you're just like citrus, citrus, citrus. No, this is very well blended. The honey is there, and the cinnamon is there, which has resemblances to Ojan, and the simple, barely present tobacco is what brings it back to Pure Havane. It's an incredible fragrance. An incredible fragrance. I'm probably going to be pretty biased to that one. Okay, let's go to our next one. Going to be one of the most sought after, beloved fragrances of 2024, and I want to like it. I want to be impressed by it. So let's see. This is from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. This guy is Le Male Elixir, and similar to like the spice bombs, you got this tab here you pull out. Fun fact, I have not even put a nose to this guy, because every time that I'm in a fragrance store, someone has sampled the entire bottle of this, apparently. Filling decants with the tester, I don't know, but this is the 4.2 ounce. The one complaint I have about this bottle is it's pretty cool looking, and these stripes on the torso are actually the glass, so you can see how much juice you have left. The problem I have with this fragrance is the man berries. This is obviously a man's torso, and that right there is not normal. Either this man has stuffed with at least 5 to 6 socks, or he's just straight up erect. either way, I do not want to be grabbing his erection while I'm spraying. And I would say this exact same thing with the Billie Eilish fragrances that are the bust. Makes me feel like pervert. It makes me feel like if I spray this, I'm gonna go on some sort of list, and now I can't go within 300 yards of a school district. Like, why? Why'd you have to do that? Really, why'd you have to, like... Anyways. Okay. Let's give her a shot. I love elixirs. I'm like hook, line, and sinker for elixirs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I hope I like this one because this is a big bottle. I did get like... I could spray it from the nozzle one time, so like I kind of think I'm gonna like it, but let's see. Nice, nice. So I'm a big fan of Le Male Perfume. So I think I like the Le Male DNA. I will say this, it's not nearly as strong as I thought it would be. Coming right off the top, I'm mostly getting vanilla. A little bit of mint and vanilla. It also has kind of a rich gourmand vibe of honey. And I can pick up a little bit of tonka, just a little. That's what I'm getting. This... It's original for Le Male. It's original for the Jean Paul Gaultier, which usually does not do these types of fragrances in sort of rich gourmand vanilla-esque. But I will say that while I like it, it is not the reinvention of the wheel. It's not unique. If I was going, for instance, for some sort of vanilla bourbon type fragrance, I would go for something more so like myself, Le Parfum. I think a lot of designers are trying to utilize vanilla and vanilla bourbon right now. It's not that different from Naxos. The difference between the two is Naxos has those mids of florals. And the tobacco's coming on a little stronger on Naxos. But actually they're quite similar as far as their note breakdown is. So far I prefer Naxos, but let's see what the dry down's like with the JPG. I also did a batch code check on this, and it's 6 months old, so it will continue to get better. Okay. Up next, we have from the house of Tommy Ford, yo. We have Noir Extreme, extremely noir. I thought we were done with the plastic. We are not. Now, here's a confession. Here's my confession to you all. I have had quite a few Noir Extreme type fragrances. Namely, Aussie Black, and Tobacco and Tonka. Or Tonka and Tobacco. Tobacco and Tonka, yeah. And it's supposed to be pretty similar to this, but I've never tried Noir Extreme. So I'm actually pretty excited because I hear that while there are clones of this out there, nothing hits it quite as good. So let's see. I do know that I've seen a couple reviews of like, is Noir Extreme still relevant in this day and age? It's like it's less than 10 years old. Of course it's still relevant. Here we go, here we go. Tommy Fowd with that gold packaging. Tommy Fowd. This just looks like it makes good sounds, doesn't it? Let's check out the bottle. Let's see what we're working with here. And this is Tommy Fowd's, always small bottles. Kind of weird to me. And this is just the 1.7 ounce, so with the different clones that I have of this guy, I was like, let's just get the small one, man. If I like it. And I'm afraid of using this too much, then I can just use one of the clones. So let's just see, man. Let's just see. Tom Fowd, Noir Extreme, extremely noir. 1, 2, 3. That was sad. I'll do one more. It's like a laser. Let's see this. Sounds like the Predator. I can't do it. Alright, let's put a nose to this. I see what they're saying. Yeah. Odyssey hits it pretty good. I think Odyssey might even project more, but this has a freshness to it, and I think it comes down to that rose. It's been a minute since I sprayed Odyssey Black, probably like 2 weeks, but I can already tell you that I see the difference yet. This is much fresher opening. Much more floral, and there's a lot going on here. This is not a 2 or 3 note fragrances. There's a lot going on here. This is wonderful. Again, vanilla amber, which is I love, but we're having vanilla ambers in like half these fragrances here. That's delightful. Unisex for sure, but I think still leans on masculine. Wow. And on the side you got a T, Tommy F Fowd, Tommy Fowd. Go. I will say, even though this is an eau de parfum extreme, the oil concentration's not very high. I'm disappointed in you, Tommy. All of these fragrances I have sprayed thus far, with the exception of Nebula and Blue Cedar and Cypress, which is a eau de toilette, have a higher oil concentrations. The benefit of doing fragrance tests on these. This is linen paper, and you can see the oil saturation when you spray it. And this Tommy Ford has the least oil saturation, which means it's not going to last or project as long on paper anyways, or not on paper, in theory. We got one more, let me make sure I'm not missing. Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're good. This is the big boy. I don't even think I'm going to spray this on paper. I think it seems like a crime to spray it on paper. This is Initio's side effect. And this is the gorgeous, rich, powerful, gourmand-esque that we have going on from Initio. Atomic Rose. Ooh, for greatness. I'm like, nah. Let's check out side effect. Depending on where you get this, like $220 to $300. So I don't know. I mean, I got this on a trade, and it makes no tapping noises whatsoever, because the bottles are like, spray this rubberized paint. I'll tell you what, because this fragrance is so amazing, I'm just gonna put it on skin. And I know that this leaves a nasty scent trail in a good way. Right off the bat, you're getting cinnamon, tobacco, and rum. And that's kind of just where it sits. It kind of just like the cinnamon, tobacco, and rum. And that's what it's happy being. It does not change a whole lot, doesn't mold a whole lot. The opener, mid, and base is just different ratios and strengths of those same notes. So the scent trail is huge. When you wear this, you'll be catching whiffs of it all the time. It's an incredible fragrance, but how do the other fragrances perform? And by the way, $300 fragrance. I would hope it performed well. Now is the time. Oh, it's just so good, so good. My only fear is that I'll be nose blind to it. But this is a gorgeous tobacco, cinnamon, rum, boozy type fall fragrance. But it's not too boozy, and it's not too rich that you can't wear it in spring. Maybe not summer, but date night. Beautiful fragrance. Okay, so let's go to the first one. Blue Cedar and Cypress, and let's rank it. Let's rank these bad boys. I can tell you there's one spray. It's a skin scent. It's not going to project. It's not going to perform very well. I could see this being like real good fragrance to like spray the shower curtain and freshen up room, bathroom, blanket, sheets. But that's about it. I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. Not because I don't like it, just because it's very neutered, very chill fragrance. But I do like it. It's just, compared to these powerhouses, it looks a lot worse than it is. Next, we have our Pure Malt Cologne and Star Men Nebula. I swear I've smelled this somewhere else. Really fresh. That fruitiness just makes it really fresh. This is a fragrance I would wear. I can tell you that right now, and that is a big, big compliment coming from me. as this is a fragrance I would wear. I can't wait to put that on skin, honestly, but going back to pure malt, I can see why it was, so loved. This is a 9 out of 10 fragrance all day. It's really, really good. And as it sits, I thought with it being pure malt, it was going to be like, okay, does it smell like an alcoholic, like whiskey? And yes, it's there, but it's not. It doesn't smell like that. It doesn't smell like that, so. Next, we have our Cologne. Heavy bottle. Nice looking bottle, too, of Elysium. It is Imperium. That's just good. I will say the citrus is still very prominent. The bergamot's very prominent. It's sweet, floral is what it reminds me of. Beautiful springtime fragrance. I think this is gonna be my friend in springtime. I want to drink it. The closest thing I can tell you is like Eros energy, like that lemon juice. It smells like you can drink it. It really does. It does not smell like an $18 fragrance. It smells like a very good, high quality fragrance. I look forward to putting that on some skin. That's a 9 out of 10. All day, all day. Dolce & Gabbana's Gold. This is that blood orange one. Oh. This is really good, really good. I'm gonna wear this one day, and if it performs, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna pick it up. If it performs. If it doesn't perform, no. If this performs, I'll buy a bottle of it. But this is really good, man. That blood orange, sweet, but also complex depth for a citrus-based fragrance. It's blood orange has a sweet, but not like a fun, energetic type of sweetness, like a rich sweetness to it. As is, it's an 8.5 for sure. Naxos. Yeah, this is one of those fragrances. I think a lot of these are, because they all contain either wood, tobacco, vanilla, or boozy notes. And those fragrances really need skin to pop. So this is not popping the same way it was on skin earlier, but it's a delightful fragrance. And this is vanilla, gorgeous, comes through, rich, spicy but sweet. It's a sweet, pure Havana, and it deserves its time in the sun. I give that a 9.5. Next, skipping ahead in line here. Next, we have the Erect Man Le Male Elixir. It definitely took a bit of a turn from like the Naxos vibe. It's a little bit more pungent, a little bit more minty. It projects. It's actually projecting much better than the Naxos is, which is shocking to me. But you still have that kind of vanilla-esque type elixir. And it's kind of like everyone got together and said, hey, let's do a Tonka vanilla type semi-boozy gourmand fragrance. And this is Jean Paul Gaultier's entry for it, but it's going up against Stronger With You, Intensely, these type of fragrances coming out. The new Invictus Elixir, again, is a vanilla bomb. So, it's interesting. I think if it did not have the fans already of the Jean Paul Gaultier fans, I don't think it would be as popular as it is. Not that it's bad. It's just that there's a lot of fragrances out there doing exactly what this is doing. And one of those fragrances did it long before it was cool. And that is Tommy Fowler's Noir Extreme. I guess I should rank it. I don't think it deserves less than these other ones, so I'll go 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Le Male Elixir. Gosh, this is good. When it dries down, it becomes a lot more similar to Odyssey Black. But it is still a little different. Odyssey Black is a little bit more well blended, and you get a little bit more of that kind of benzoin, kind of waxiness than you do with this one. I don't think if you were wearing both of them, I don't think I could tell the difference though. Not without wearing it a lot more. But it is a 9 to 9.5 fragrance. I mean, it's a really good fragrance. Last one. How much I still got on this? I think it's about 60%, 60 to 70% full. So that's good. And I don't know if you can see the sheen on my hand. Probably not. Trying to get the light to pick it up, but there's just this oil spot all up here. I mean, the amount of oil in these Initios is incredible. This fragrance is amazing. It's an amazing fragrance. My only concern at all is just that I'm afraid it's going to be like a skin scent. And I needed to project. I needed to perform. I needed to yell. And this fragrance is 3 years old. So it's still got a lot of life in it. And it should be matured enough to where it should project. And I just don't know. I'm not saying that it's not. What I am saying is that I would need to ask somebody and say, hey, you smell me. So it's not a powerhouse that I can tell, but it is a great fragrance. But I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10 because I just don't know about that. So this is proof, man. This is proof that you don't have to spend a ton of money to smell good. I just gave my $250 fragrance the same rating as an $18 fragrance. It's proof, man. What else do you want? The winner. I'm gonna say the winner of this is that Tommy Fowler. And the reason why is just because, well, I like Naxos. It is basically a clone of Pure Havana. I don't want to give the number one winner to what smells like a tiny flanker of Pure Havana. So I really like this. And I have no problem giving number 2 to Naxos. I think Naxos is great. And we'll give number 3 to Initio. Why not? I do dig it. But rich and complex, all of these, the only one that lends itself to like spring and summer would be Imperium. And I'm gonna get Elysium. I already have it ordered. aside, because this fragrance is routinely listed